Bodi ujeno jali budalipo foni yako yananisha ndi masana ndipite kunchezera lenge kwale kapena ulafunsa ngati kulowera kwanso maziko ulipo alipo ndero ndi flashe ndimafuna ndizoza ndifapita pake timakanga tikupita osati kwanso maziko enewo akakufaniso kwale tetituzoza lalipo ndiso ndifunsire mungalo nani ndipeduluka kulisa kwanje baliza wakulaza maziko ndekulunduza undiflasha ndekunduza zineza relazioni digitali, ma finito o io non pulirò. O se si santi. Anche perché da tutti quando vediamo quando di anche oh là lì poco ma poco detto che stanno
Lalu,
Oh.
ya orang kenapa ya?
Yeah, I think I know more good.
Okay.
Is this room 2?
I don't know, let me check.
There are a lot of changes to the timetable.
Yeah, they are.
Just to be sure.
Because there's some guy in room 2 as well asking me, so please. Yes, this is in room 2.
This is a new one. This is a new timetable. What is in this room? What is in room 4?
Room 4. Mathematics for economy.
So,
But it was written to be announced. I think I don't know about the lecture or it's the lecture thing. But ours is written in room 2. So I don't know what that guy is talking about. The guy who's in room 2.
a student or a teacher?
Huh?
A student or a
A
teacher?
student.
Does he take human capital?
Huh?
Does he take human capital?
No.
He's there for something else.
Yeah.
Possibly he's using the timetable I was using last month. He's not aware of the new one. So we can still proceed from here.
Yeah, we can proceed from here. If there are any complications, then we have to solve it.
Go back to room 2. What is this? Yeah. I'm sorry I didn't give you the assignment last week. I will do it now, later after this. Human capital management, we made an introduction last week. This first lecture. This national news. No, they have opened the right. Okay. Yeah, sure. We defined human capital as what people bring and contribute to the organizational success. This is, I think, the foundation of human capital management. As I said, capital is what you can employ or utilize in order to get some benefit from it. It's like a resource. So human capital, we are now trying to turn people or human beings into capital so that they can be productive and they can bring value. I believe I gave you an example from, if it was not you, somebody else, I was saying that let's turn people into capital. There is a lot that we can achieve as a family, as a community, and also as a country. We need to realize that everyone has got something special that one can contribute to the family. I don't mind keeping 10 relatives in my house, but they should be protected. They should be kept. They should help me to move from one step to another. But if those 10 people are just like parasites, they are just eating from me, then I will not keep them. So people should bring value. I should see the importance of bringing in relatives from home when they come to stay with me. Yeah, they should also be doing something. It's the same thing with you people, because for example, last week Friday there was a nice graduation ceremony. But you see, when you are moving out into another unfamiliar environment, the fear is, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? What will keep me busy? Will I get employed for those that are not employed? So you need to think of plan B all the time, and I've always emphasized this to my students, that let's always be thinking of plan B. What happens when this fails? And you know, sometimes in reality, when you just have one plan, it's not good. I had a very nasty, tiresome incident this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, because I did not have plan B. I thought things were going to work the way I had planned. I went somewhere about 100 and something kilometers away along Chinji Road. Actually, it was in Chinji Road, but it was not at the Boma. It was somewhere in the township, which is about 30 kilometers from Chinji Boma. There was a wedding, so I went on Saturday. I had my classes yesterday. Actually, I had 3 classes for students yesterday, starting from 8. The only time I was going to rest was the last one, 3 to 5. To me, everything was okay. Drive Saturday, come back after the wedding, and then Sunday come. Got stuck then because I traveled very well. I don't know what happened, but when I was about to start off around 6 p.m., thinking it's about 3 hours drive. 6, and then by around 9 I'll be home and then ready for Sunday. I had a breakdown of the car, and the problem was so serious we couldn't repair it until yesterday. So that made me now to start cancelling the classes. But also that made me to start thinking of where I was going to get the spare part that needed the replacement. Because the mechanic I found there simply said, you need to replace this. You can imagine in the remote areas, get to the nearest place and to use public transport, and it takes time. So I came back last night, missing all the 3 classes I had yesterday and planned. I did not have plan B. So what I'm saying is, let's always have plan B. The question that we should be asking ourselves is, how can I be productive to my family, to my community, to my workplace, so that I'm regarded as capital? When you use a hoe in the garden, it is capital because it will bring you something in the end. So the way hoes are used, you should also think of yourself of how you can add value to a certain environment. People belong to different organizations and to different groups, teams. As we look at an organizational behavior, you always ask yourself, what value am I bringing to this? There are times that you have members in a group and they have never uttered a word ever since. But they are always present during meetings. But they don't say anything. No contribution. Even if you ask them, what is your contribution? They say, no, it's okay, it's okay. Value. So we say that the human capital is what people bring and contribute to organizational success. The moment we start looking at people, I was reading a book last week about human capital. They said that this course is treating people as human capital is not very good, because it's like we are treating people like parts of a system, like the book. It gets something very interesting to say. We are treating people like nuts and bolts. You use people to tie in so that they bring in value. So he said the one who criticized the human capital approach to people was saying we are treating people like any other capital, but these are special, so they are not as capital as we might be thinking of. But that aside, what people bring and contribute is important. But we also looked at a second definition, which is the collective value. We are looking at a combination, the capabilities, the knowledge, the skills. Now, if Arsenal or if Manchester City or if Real Madrid or think of any other reputable team in Europe, if they are registering success, one reason is they have collectively brought in value in terms of capabilities of the players, the knowledge they have, the skills and the life experiences, plus the motivation that they have as a team. So, the collective value of the capabilities, you need a strong combination of capabilities and knowledge and skills and experiences, so that plus a motivational system that can actually drive people to bring out their value. Because I think what you should notice is that you may be of value, but if you are not motivated, then you hold on to what you have as experiences and skills. There are some people who have folded their arms and said, well, I'll just be a passenger. Let me observe. And yet they might be the solutions to particular problems and lead to the organizational success, value of people. I gave you an example of that man who was a generator operator. Value. They are not only, it's only some solutions to problems in organizations lie in identifying and promoting value in people. It's true. The way you recognize encourage value in people. Yeah, because don't think people are valueless. They are not. Whether the people are just the laborers or they are senior people, each one has got value. But do you tap into that value? Do you use that value? Or you think they are useless? I was at one point in my life just so embarrassed when I noted that the solution to a problem we had been sitting on for months, the solution lay in a person who was just an office missing. So it was like he was actually talking to his colleagues. But if this boss asked me, I would have done it this way. If this, so that's the value. In my area, my home area, we were lucky because the first missionaries settled in that area. So even my grandmother, they were able to say white woman. Though as old as she was telling me stories about the first day she saw a white man. And she was so proud to say that time my firstborn, who happens to be my uncle, was at her back. Now, the most important thing is the interaction between a white man and a black man was not easy. The problem is the white man thought the black man had no value. That's what I'm talking about. But you find that the white man who settled in my home area as a church minister, ministering in my location, employed black people, Malawians, to work in his house as cooks, as gardeners, and watchmen. Now, obviously, being white, they never recognized that we could bring in value apart from preparing this meal as a cook, or cleaning and gardening, and also as a watchman. Until one day, when he had the white church minister had a 9-year-old naughty boy. We used to know him because not at that time. I had a naughty boy, that's what I was taught. So there was a time that outside the house, in a guava tree, the boy, the white man's boy, the pastor's boy, was playing, not knowing that there was a black mamba in that guava. And now a black mamba speaks. Because when it spits into your eyes, the idea is because you close, then it bites. That's what a black mamba, it's a dangerous thing. So the spitting into the eye, the thing is, first it spits venom into your eyes. And the eyes swell within a short time, within seconds. And they close. And that's when they can decide to if it's not scared, then it will bite. But rarely it runs out and can spit. But the idea is to spit into your eyes so that you don't see. And then, you see, some animals are afraid when you look at them in the eye. They hate that. So, it spit into the eyes of the 9-year-old boy. And within, and then the gardener was around. And he saw this snake and knew what had happened. And he called the bosses, the church minister, and his wife, they rushed. They had no medication. They just looked at the boy as the eyes were getting swollen bigger and bigger and some fluid flowing from there, and you see the boy was in pain because it's not sweet poison, you know. So they had nothing to do. But the gardener said, wait a minute. And the gardener rushed a little bit into the bush, brought in some roots, chewed them in his mouth, and within minutes, spit them into his hand and then rubbed the eyes of the boy. It was against this because that was unhygienic. You know why? But he did it, and within some minutes, the eyes started getting wider and the boy started opening. So they looked at him, and You see, so that's the value, which they never knew. So he served the boy. This is a true story that my grandfather used to tell me. The point is, there is value in everybody, but whether you want to use it or not, that's now the question. And I remember that these white people, the church minister, tried to ask this gardener to tell them the name of the road. But you know, in traditional medicine, you don't reveal the road. So the boy said, no. The gardener said, no, I don't even know what it is. Where did you get it? I've forgotten now. Because we don't reveal the cause, the source of any traditional medicine. They tried to say, no, we'll give you. Because what they wanted was to take it and send it home so that it can be purified and it becomes English medicine. But they traditionally don't. So he never told it. But he saved their home. In other words, he had value. So that is the thing that we are talking about. So we need to look at the capabilities and the knowledge and so on. And then did I talk about intellectual capital? Yes, I think I did. Intellectual capital. So we also have to talk about to understand intellectual capital. Intellect has to do with how sharp one is in thinking and understanding certain things. He is an intellectual. What we mean is he is somebody who can is quite analytical. He is quite, you tell him something, he will not just accept it at once. He will first of all try to analyze and discover what really you want to say. That's being an intellectual. An intellectual is sometimes associated with brilliance, it's associated with wisdom, it is associated with a quite exceptional understanding of situations. That's intellectual. So when we talk about intellectual capital, we are also talking about the thinking and knowledge. The thinking and knowledge. You know, I don't know whether you have yourself experienced, and sometimes when you are with someone and then somebody is saying something, you really look at him and say, does this guy think? I say anything sensible. He will laugh at something you don't even, it's not worth laughing about. He will get interested in something that is not even worth being interested in. That's the difference of intellectual capital. But sometimes when I remember my grandfather telling me about it. This thing started a long time ago. He was telling me that he had a sister when they were young. So whenever the sister had somebody who wanted to marry him, he would first of all call that guy and he'd chat with him maybe for 1 hour. And then at the end he would tell his sister, that guy is so intelligent, so not to get married. The way he was answering my questions and so on, no, I didn't do it. So in other words, he was trying to hunt for somebody who has got thinking that is appreciated, thinking that shows some wisdom, constructive, analytical. So again, intellectual capital is one area in which we can talk about, we can relate to value in people. But we are also talking about creativity and we are talking about decision making that people in organizations contribute. Creativity, decision making, how can we make things better? How can we see very constructive? You brought in this was done, this is arranged in this way. That's the contribution that people can make to an organization. Now, today we start from what is called the human capital theory. You know, we are in class, so being academic, we cannot run away from theory. So we'll look at the human capital theory. What is the human capital theory? The human capital theory regards people as assets. HCT regards people as assets. Now I want you to be very clear assets. What is an asset? An asset is different from a liability. In accounting, we talk of assets and liabilities. Okay? In assets, we will talk about computers are assets, as long as they bring in value in the business. We can talk about the capital as an asset because you'll be able to use it. These are assets. They bring in benefits. They help you. These are assets. The things you own and you can use them. To me, this is an asset because it is broken you to this as an asset. So the human capital theory first regards people as assets, not liabilities. Are children assets or liabilities? It depends on what they turn out to be. They can be assets, they can be liabilities. The liability is an expense. You don't want to keep a liability. Borrowings, credit debts, those are liabilities. But it's something that is coming to you which you can use as an asset. So the first point about human capital theory is that it regards people as assets. It also stresses that investment by an organization in people, that's another step now. Okay, it stresses or it emphasizes that investment in people, in an organization, will bring profitable results, profitable outcomes, profitable returns. Will yield, let's use the right word, not will bring, but will build. Will yield profitable returns. It will yield profitable returns. Investment in people. What is to invest? To invest is what is happening. They invest whether it is a scholarship, whether you are paid by your parents or whoever is paying for you, that is an investment. And the human capital theory stresses the fact that when you invest in people, you bring when you bring people and you invest in people, and companies and organizations have invested in people. I know they have invested in people. The idea is when you invest in people, this is the theory, the human capital theory. So if I ask you, maybe in the assignment, something about human capital theory, first you should talk about people as assets. People as assets meaning it's a straightforward thing, you know. We should be thinking of ourselves as value contributors, not liabilities. I should not be a liability. I should be an asset. You know why my emphasis has always been that you girls should be educated. Number one, get education, because what I always promote is you should not be a liability to anyone. You should be an asset. You should be an asset. Because when, you see, for example, when people get married, both the man and the woman should be assets in the house. One should not be just an expense handler or somebody who becomes an expense or a liability. These are different days from those days when people got married for different reasons. But now people should say, we become partners, we help each other. He brings something to the house, I also bring something to the house. But but not just depending on one person. It's hard. It's hard. And you see, when you look at how harsh the economies are in the world, those people that are still living in the model of saying the husband is a provider, the woman receives, those households are suffering. Because the wife has become a liability. The wife receives everything from the husband. What if the two of them were contributing? Who would have value in the house? You see? That's why sometimes you find husbands giving some sort of a capital, say, can you engage in this business? Can you open a salon? Can you start a business in second-hand clothes? The reason is too late, but it's too late because they already thought that was the definition of marriage. So, one, the theory is saying we should regard people as assets, and therefore, even in family setups, people in the house should be regarded as assets. They should be providing and they should be contributing something to the success of the household. Then the second part, which I'm just talking about, is that the theory promotes investment. Investment in people in order to yield profitable returns. You need to continuous improvement. Let me give you an example. Nurses have got what is called CPD. Do you know what CPD is? CPD means continuous professional development. Continuous professional development. It's called CPD. This is an example of investment in people to yield profitable returns. What they do is, I have this because one of my children is a nurse. So what they do, and she actually sometimes sends money to nurses and midwives to pay for annual subscription. All nurses are under an umbrella of a regulatory body, Nurses and Midwives Council. So the other time, that was last year when she sent me money and I went to see the center to pay. Then the person who was handling my issue asked me, where is a CPD for your child? I said, what is CPD? No. We also want to say they should have, wherever they are working, they are in charge or the matron should be ensuring that they are attending some trainings and seminars. So they endorse when they attended the training, what type was it on the polio? Was it on child? What? Was it on this? So it's a book and it's called the CPD. And every nurse must attend not less than 5 trainings so that they are continuously updated in their head. You know, medicine is diverse and they need to be up to date. I like that because that's exactly what this theory says. When you invest in people and an organization, you yield profitable results or returns. You know, people that are constantly being exposed to new ideas and trained are likely to bring profitable returns to the organization. It's straightforward, it's real. You invest, I'm not saying you spend, because spending is like you are wasting, but you invest in training people. And in the end, those people will be profitable to the organization. So that's what this theory is saying. Human capital theory says when an organization has a pool of human resources, that's very important again. This is the theory. Today I've started by focusing on the theory. First, assets. Second, investment in people brings or yields profitable returns. Because we are talking about value, we want people to do things better than yesterday. Okay. We want today that you do something better than you did yesterday. There is continuous improvement in yourself. That's how we bring in value. See how difficult it was for us when we came into the age of technology. Those people that were as old as me had no place in the world of technology. They had no place. You see, it took me, how I learned how to work on web in the laptop. It was because I had a very rude secretary. She was not my secretary, but she was what we call a poor secretary. Poor means somebody from account will give her work to do this. That was in the early days when we were slowly having this. Somebody from that department would give her files of things handwritten so that she should do the typing and print. Now, you give her, it means you're on a queue waiting for those that came first. And you have a letter that should have been written, signed and sent to the bank by 12 o'clock. You find so you find that we were all on a queue waiting for her. When you have some meeting, like 12 o'clock, it must be delivered to the bank. You go to her, it's still in the entry. She has not touched it because she has put file on it. I said, no. If I want to make an impact, slowly I started associating myself with her so that I should steal her knowledge. So I said, how do you do this? I mean, like this, like this, like this. And then when she had gone out on lunch, I would sit on her and try until later on I said, wait, I'm busy. Nobody taught me how to type this in a computer. I taught myself because I was not happy to be depending on her. So eventually I asked for a computer in my office. You want a computer? I said, yes, I will be typing my own letter. That's how it is. So there's need for continuous. Now, lots of people of my age that resisted this had no place because they were no longer useful. I have to be on WhatsApp whether I like it or not. So I need continuous improvement, continuous development of myself. I cannot say no, WhatsApp is for the young generation. No. If I want to be in touch in communication, then I have to have continuous training. And I have to know what is to do on Facebook, what is Instagram, what is Twitter. These are the things. Otherwise, you will be taken out of place and you will be outdated and you know nothing. So, this is the second part I say, investment in people. We always want to invest in people. Another good example is the government. The government is good at investing in people. The only problem is that the government does not utilize the value. If we went to Johannesburg or Pretoria now, I can tell you, you find not less than 30 Malawians from government departments attending the election. And they like attending them abroad, not here. I don't know for what reason. They're just traveling and so on. Yeah. Every week there are people flowing into Pretoria or Johannesburg, Malawians, government workers, going for investment. The only problem I have with the government is that they don't fully use that value. Okay, so that's the second part of the. Now, the other part is we are still on the human capital theory. The other part is that the human capital theory believes that when an organization has a pool of human resources, human capital theory believes that when an organization has a pool of human resources, what type of pool of human resources? There is a pool of human resources that cannot be imitated or substituted completed. Then what does it mean? It will achieve sustainable competitive advantage. It will achieve sustainable competitive advantage. Who said this? The one who said this is somebody called Barney, and that was 1991. 1991. In 1991. Let's look at this. This is the theory of human capital, or human capital. First, we are saying people are assets. Second, we are stressing the investment in people to have good returns. I'm a bit slow on this one. Maybe that's where we'll have what I was saying. That's why I'm slow. So, the second part of the theory is that it is stressing on investing in people so that we yield profitable returns. Then, according to this Barney, he is actually now trying to say that this is 1991, an organization that has a pool of human resources. Numbers don't matter, it's the quality. You can have 25 players from one side